Auburn has changed in being away, but not really being away. Um, you know, it's different, and I think by me personally being in Atlanta, and when I went to Atlanta, it was like in the late 90s, and that, I saw gentrification. I actually worked with gentrification because I was there at the housing authority, and that's basically where you used to have public housing throughout the country with these big brick mortar buildings. When Clinton was president, they passed a bill, Hope Six. So basically, what they did was they eliminated all the old brick buildings, basically public housing, getting people out of public housing, which was good in a way. And the concept was to give them vouchers and mix them in, not only with public housing recipients but regular people. So, make a long story short, I saw that happen in Atlanta, and I can look back to the late 90s, and I look back today, and in a way, it was good because you wanna get people out, you want them to mix, you want them to grow. But then I saw what it did to the community because first of all, home prices just escalated, and you have people that have been in those homes for 30, 40 years, and then all of a sudden they getting these high tax property bills.
Right.
They couldn't afford them. You know what happens. Well, you might not know. You probably do know the game. What happens is people can't afford. Next thing you know, these investors come in, they buy the property. Next thing you know, they're selling it. You got condos and all of this coming into the community, but it just takes away the soul, is what I'm saying, because you don't have those same neighbors that I can reflect to that I've seen here, Slaughter Street over the years, or even on Borken in this area. You don't see that anymore, and it really does. It changes the community, and that's my only, I would say, negative. There's nothing wrong with change. I tell people all the time, especially in Auburn. I've seen it. Auburn is not that little town anymore. It's growing, and so you got to expect change, but then you also don't want the powers to be who are making these decisions without any input or very little input from the citizens. They don't live in these communities here. They're just here for the dollar, and you just see the change coming, and you lose the essence, and what I'm saying, of the soul. And what I'm saying about the soul, I realize times have changed, but you used to get together and we'd have baseball games over at Drake, or football games just any other neighborhoods, and you just don't have that anymore. And when that disappears, soul disappears. So hopefully we'll find a way to where we can at least try to establish some type of border or district to where we can keep these homeowners, because people here, not everybody's looking to sell.
Well, since I've been here, I've seen a lot of changes. But people, they haven't did too much changes. The food structure and things. Auburn got several big, nice buildings, but people, they don't, not interested. They disrespect the building, the property and all. They hang out on the corner, do everything except what's right. Well, they walk the street drinking beer. They stand on the corner. They stay at dope. They sell dope, and they talk loud and they fuss and cuss. They disrespect.
Kill. No self-esteem. Because if you love yourself, I'm gonna sell him some drugs, and I know it's gonna hurt him, but it's gonna prosper me in my pocket and make me big. A man gain the world
Right.
and lose his whole soul. What have he gained?
Yeah.
Nothing. And then some say, if it ain't no heaven, and what am I praying to God for? He said, believe. So if you don't believe nothing, you believe that God died on the cross and he can save you, you gotta have something that you believe in to make you do right. And if you don't believe in right, you're gonna do wrong. You got two, you can't stand between two opinions, right and wrong. How can you be wrong and right at the same time? You can't. And back in the olden days, you look how God fed the multitudes. And so, and the birds fly around. He clothed the grass. He said, how much more would he do for us? When we come into the knowledge that the Father is rich and he has everything that we need, we don't have no reason to fear or to stand on the corner and sell dope or be disrespected. We gotta take back what the devil trying to steal from us, and that's our young generation. Take them back. God said in everything, pray. And we can't change them, but God can change them. And the weak, he said, gonna always be among us. Someone has to take care of it. Everybody's not strong. So those that are weak, we got to lift them up and give them a hand. I didn't start on my own. Somebody helped me. Somebody prayed for me. If it didn't, I don't know where I would be. I might be selling dope, standing on the corner, prostitute, doing whatever I need to do, because that's all I know. But when I tried Jesus, he is a constant friend who won't let you go wrong. You just try him and see.